Don't you love it when things are both easier and more affordable? Like when the rain washes your car for you. Or like when you save up to 10% by bundling your renters and auto insurance with USAA. Bundle with USAA and start saving. Get a quote today.
Hilton brings you new ways to stay, with experiences that let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
Llévate más de lo que esperas todos los días con el nuevo McValue en McDonald's. Ahora puedes comprar uno y sumarle otro por $1. Así que cuando tu equipo favorito enfrente a sus rivales, enfrenta tus antojos con $5 Meal Deals. Y si estás corriendo para alcanzar el desayuno, corre al app para llevarte ofertas antes del cutoff. Tú decides, y con McValue, tu decisión siempre rinde más. Precios y participación pueden variar. BOGO $1 válido para un producto de igual o menor valor. Debe estar registrado en Rewards para ofertas en el app.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? Well, with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills. Wait, did I say job title yet? Get started today and see how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next campaign. Get started at linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply.
Switch to Verizon Business and get more from your internet without paying more for your internet. Get LTE Business Internet starting at $39 a month when paired with select business mobile plans. That's unlimited data, and with it, unlimited possibilities. Start saving today with Verizon Business, ranked #1 in small business internet customer satisfaction by J.D. Power. Starting price for 25 megabits per second LTE internet plan with smartphone plan savings, plus taxes, fees, and economic adjustment charge. Terms apply. For J.D. Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Hail, you heroes, hawks, heralds, crows, pirates, and wardens. Welcome to the Dragon Age Lorecast, where we unpack, discuss, and galaxy brain about all the lore behind the Dragon Age series.
We are so excited to bring you this podcast. Every episode, we'll be talking about a different topic in the Dragon Age universe, from character deep dives to exalted marches and elven gods. We will cover it all.
There will be spoilers. And always remember, swooping is bad.
Hello and welcome to the Dragon Age Lorecast, where we talk about Dragon Age and its lore. I'm one of your hosts, Austin, also known as Teacup.
And I'm your other host, Shelby or Shecup.
And we're here to talk about Dragon Age, but more importantly, we are here with our lovely patrons for our patron chat. And so I'm going to let our patrons introduce themselves, and we will start with Capricorn Tower.
Hello, that's me, Capricorn Tower, or Nick.
And then Jay Ambrosian.
Hello, I am Ambrosian, otherwise known as Jay.
And then last but not least, LVCC 13.
Hello, I am LVCC 13 or Lizzie.
Yeah, and so thank you all for being here. We greatly appreciate you coming out here. Today, we are doing a topic. It is the Dragon Age Hear Me Out, which I'll turn it over to Shelby to kind of explain what we're doing.
So Hear Me Out Cake is a TikTok trend from a while back. Like, it's not brand new or anything. But basically it's like you put all your crushes or like people you'd want to date or be with all together on like one cake. And usually if you're making it for a video, like you would have printouts of the people, they're the characters. But since this is a podcast, we can't quite do that. And so they're not, I should say, like, it's not conventionally attractive characters. Like, it's not like, oh, yeah, everybody thinks Hercules is attractive. Like, no, Hercules is conventionally attractive. Like, we're not putting Hercules on a hear me out cake. Like, these have to be people that are weird. Like, you have to hear me out for the explanation of why I have a crush or would want to be with this person. So, like, a perfect example that I put in the Discord earlier this week is Spider Legs Darth Maul from the Clone Wars. Hear me out. He's got the vibes. So it's stuff like that. It's like they're weird. It's like a very odd thing, and obviously can be animated as this is a video game. So I think that's everything about what a hear me out cake is. I want to specify that this can be anybody from Dragon Age. Doesn't have to be a companion. It can be any person, entity. I'm scared to put thing in there, but we'll go ahead and say anything. Because I know this is going to get unhinged, as the chat has already declared. So the way we're going to do this is, usually we just kind of pop around, but just because I know there are probably several that we all are like, okay, yeah, we all want to add this, we're going to go in order. And so we can just go in the order that we introduced ourselves. So that'll be Nick, Ambrosian, Lizzie, then Austin, and then I'll go last. And then we'll only do one at a time so that we all kind of get equal opportunity. Any questions? Okay, well, I'm going to turn the floor over to Nick.
Okay, so hear me out. As a basic gay, I'm gonna have to go with the ogres from specifically Dragon Age Origins because they're so muscly. Just so much muscle and very big, could crush me. We love it.
That's fair. We're not starting as unhinged as I thought we would. Like nobody's saying, well, I won't say that. I'll save it for my turn.
Let me add
There's
an
so we've
ogre
already got the size kink.
an ogre could do what they did to damn, I'm totally
Harbor
forgetting his
and or
name.
Bethany.
No.
Kaylin?
Ferelden King, Kaylin, yes. They
Kaylin,
could do
yeah.
that to me and I would be happy.
I thought you were going to say that they could do what the Mountain did to Oberyn Martell in Game of Thrones. And I was like, let's not go there. That's too far.
It's a different podcast.
Right. All right, Ambrosian.
I mean, I said I had a spectrum. I had a list going from least to most unhinged. So I'll start with the least, which is the butcher. It's not really a hear me out, but
I knew someone was going to say him. I think his face looks ugly to me personally. It's the voice. Like they don't add up. Like it doesn't compute in my brain that that's the same person. But I hear you. I hear you.
Okay, I'm just gonna go completely unhinged, because I can. The architect, hear me out. Hear me out. The fingers. The long fingers. That's all I gotta say about it.
You stole my first answer.
And he's detail oriented and he checks in. We gotta work with him on the whole consent thing, but like he checks in. So,
And we know he cares about his appearance since he is the architect of the works of beauty.
He was also on my list.
I knew the architect would make an appearance.
All right. Is it my turn? All right. Hear me out. We're going with Shale. Well, I'm going to go with similar to Nick. Shale is strong. Shale is caring. Wants to make sure that birds don't poop on me. I think this could work.
There are some other logistics that I am concerned about, but
Listen,
good relationship material.
Anything can happen if you're brave enough.
I mean,
True, and
you
also
potentially do a lot. You could do a lot with those crystals, depending on how innovative you are.
I was going to say this episode is based on vibes alone, not logistics. So that's also a factor. Okay. So I'm going to go a little bit basic on one that I think everybody can agree with since the architect was already taken. But I mean, Vorgoth is right there. Like, he doesn't have a body, but like, also, yeah, absolutely could get it.
Yeah. I don't even think that's an unhinged answer at all.
I don't either. I think that's actually pretty tame, but like inside the fandom, outside the fandom, it's like, is he a ghost? Like, people would not understand. But yes, agreed.
I mean, come on. We're all at least slightly on the we love the monsters train. Come on, look at the games we're playing. We're playing BioWare games here, people. Like, raise your hand if you romanced Garrus. All the hands should be up. Everyone's done it once.
Or at least one of the aliens. But you've romanced an alien, just not Garrus.
Well, I think Garrus is the only alien I haven't romanced.
That's a crime.
Yeah, I agree.
You're missing out on a tango.
All right, we're going to go back to the top of the list to Nick.
Okay, this one is kind of basic in a different way than the last one was basic. I'm going to have to go with the Aeroshock from Dragon Age 2. Like, I mean, you could make the argument that he is just an conventionally attractive person, but he's a little intimidating. He's kind of, the horns are a factor, but he probably gives really good direction.
He's just amenable.
A little bit, yeah.
I wonder if you could have romanced him if you could have prevented the whole Act 2 thing. He might not have been as tense, Just saying.
All right. So next for Ambrosian.
Yeah, I've been debating on whether or not I want to continue going down my list from least to what I consider most. So we'll stay at the least, but there's kind of two that go together, which is like Swift Runner and the werewolves from Origins, but also the Lady of the Forest. They're very low in terms of unhinged on this list. But, why not?
I think Lady of the Forest is low on the unhinged level. I do think Swift Runner the werewolf is pretty high on the unhinged ranking.
Listen, no, we've been at the vampire werewolf fucking for, nigh on almost 20 years now.
You're gonna have a ball when I get further down my list. But
all right.
Yeah.
All right.
I've got some unhinged ones on here.
I have to endorse Swift Runner. That's a good one. I wish I thought of that first.
He's devoted.
He could get it.
Like, he was very devoted to the Lady of the Forest.
I think, again,
and his family oriented. He takes care of his pack like they're his family. How can you not love that?
Again, like, if we're going by vibes alone, I mean, if we're gonna put Vorgoth on there for voice, I think Swift Runner should be there too.
Fair point.
All right, Lizzie.
All right, so this is actually the only one I pulled from Veilguard, which kind of surprises me. It makes me feel like I need to replay it, but hear me out. That one NPC close to the end who's thirsting for Rook at the when Elgernon's doing his whole thing, because he's obviously already obsessed with Rook and thinks they probably smell nice.
Oh, the Venatori?
So obviously, yeah, the Venatori who is thirsting over Rook. We don't even know what he looks like. So, we don't know if he's conventionally attractive or not, but just by virtue of being Venatori, it's like, oh. But he's obviously, he's very creative. Just look at the fantasy he was coming.
I mean, he's probably a good fanfic writer. Let's be real.
Probably. I agree with that. That's good. That is one of our, if you are unfamiliar with the interaction we're talking about, it is one of our mid-break sounds currently. So I guess it's my turn. So here we go. Hear me out. The Shades. Just the whole vibe they orient. That's my only answer for that.
I'm realizing my list was not sufficiently unhinged. I don't know why I underestimated you people.
And that's not even that bad.
Shades. I'm just it's just vibes. I don't have to defend myself to you.
No, you don't. That is correct.
All right, Shelby.
Oh yeah. Okay, so Blighted Nev, specifically not Blighted Ballora, because I could just she irritates me. I don't know. There's just something about the eyes and her being mad. I don't know. Blighted Nev, she's on my list.
It's because Blighted Nev doesn't have the hat.
Oh, that's probably true. That's probably part of it. Like unironically. I hate the hats.
You really
I'm so
are
sorry, guys.
You're just not into the whole fascinator thing. They do not fascinate you.
I could never be British. Like no, not even close to a thing.
I'm gonna have to look this up because I did Ballora in that run.
I'll post. I'll post in chat.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, no, I can see the appeal. Plus, she's more like the shirt's like gone sometimes. So,
all right. Well, that brings us back to the top. We'll do one round, and then Shelby, I think we'll go to the mid break after that round. So this is our last round before the mid break.
Game time. If I had to choose something from the Veil Guard, I just had it in my head, and now it's. I'll pass it to Ambrosian while I try and remember this.
Don't worry, I've got one from Veilguard. Listen, Elgernod, I have to, or not just him by himself, him and Solus together.
I think you mean Elgar Daddy, which is what I put in my list.
No.
By himself or Solus together.
I'm starting to think,
and these are very low because they're humanoid. So
my list might have gone too far. I am now realizing. So.
Mine gets worse. Don't worry. We'll get there.
Oh no, yeah, no, I can't wait to see how unhinged we get. But yes, I can see that, and I want that fic immediately. I need that on my desk by noon. Okay.
There's like 123 of them.
We have to save the really unhinged stuff for after the mid break.
Yes,
just saying.
All right, either Lizzie or Nick.
Well, okay. I don't know how everyone's gonna feel about this. I don't know if this is more unhinged or less unhinged because he's not bad looking, but hear me out. Carver.
Ugh.
If you send him to the wardens to get the stick pulled out of his ass, he's a much more enjoyable character to be around. And then after that, he can take orders. So
I'll allow it. Nick, you good yet? Or
no, I cannot remember. Just move on without me.
Is it a villain?
No. I don't remember what the train of thought got me there.
All right. Here we go. I'm going with, hear me out, the High Dragon from Dragon Age Origins.
Specifically the High Dragon, not the Archdemon?
Correct.
I can see it.
Wait, the Plymouth one or the one in the
the one
near Haven?
The one near Heaven in the in the Sacred Passage.
I can see it.
Yeah, she could get it.
I see the vision.
Mm-hmm. Again, I still have not said what I think are my most unhinged one. Maybe I'll do that right after the mid-break.
I'm scared. My next one is also from Veilguard, and it's the stone lady creature thing from Harding's quests. I don't know. She just has vibes.
Balta?
No. Is she? No, it's not her, is it? I don't remember
Is that
about
a
the
spoiler?
game.
The one that speaks to her?
Yeah.
Or the evil version?
Either one. Specifically the evil version.
I think the one that speaks to her is Volta, but the red one is like Evil Harding.
Oh, I was thinking of the red evil Harding. I don't remember enough about the game and each companion's quest to without research. But I don't know.
Evil Harding.
Yeah, I don't know. They both.
No, I get that.
Maine regular Harding is like absolutely not for me. She's too happy. So Nick has
did you
remembered.
remember?
Yes. Or I kind of came up with another one that also works. And that would be the caretaker. Because they would take care. And sometimes we just need that kind
Love
of
it.
support in our lives.
Yeah, someone to organize my crazy butt. Yes, please.
The caretaker, honestly, like similar vibes to Baymax from Big Hero 6. Like, I don't know why, but like, it's the voice and the.
I love it. They're just not as fluffy. They're not as squishy, which is a little sad, but.
Well, Shelby, you went, right?
I did. It's mid break time.
Then it's mid break time.
Out here, there's no one way of doing things. No unwritten rules. And no shortage of adventure. Because out here, the only requirement is having fun. Bank of America invites kids 6 to 18 to golf with us. For a limited time, sign them up for a free 1-year membership, giving them access to discounted tee times at thousands of courses. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/golf with us. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America. Restrictions apply. See BofA.com/golf with us for complete details. Copyright 2025 Bank of America Corporation.
My cat Freddie loves to be brushed and cuddled. But stirring up his cat allergens meant sneezing and itchy eyes. Then I found Purina One Live Clear. It's cat food that reduced the major allergen and my suffering in as little as 21 days. Now, we feel closer than ever. If you have issues with cat allergens, you really need to try Purina One Live Clear.
Try new Purina One Live Clear today. Purina One, a difference from day one.
At the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event, get deals so right, it almost feels wrong. Now's the best time to get that Hyundai you've always wanted. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with America's best warranty and 3 years or 36,000 miles of limited complimentary maintenance. Don't think you can get away with all that? Think again. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. It's a great day for a new Hyundai.
I went to Kirkwall once. Yeah? Bit of a shithole. Yeah.
Well, tell me, have you ever licked a lamppost in winter?
What do you think rooks like in person? Do you think they smell nice?
What is wrong with you? And have you forgotten which side you're on?
No. I mean, think about if we could turn them. Riding beside a rook at the head of Devinter's vast armies. I could stab them for you, on the house.
All right, welcome to the middle of the show where we take time to thank our patrons. Thank you to all of our patrons, especially ones here and their support. We greatly appreciate it. We greatly appreciate your support. We greatly appreciate the support of our first patrons, Lisa M. and Genesis. If you'd like to support us on Patreon, you can do so at patreon.com/DALorecast. Also, you can leave us ratings and reviews on Apple or Spotify. We don't have any to read today, so if you haven't done that or you've got a comment that you want to share your own Hear Me Outs that we might not get to, you can do that. And you leave us 5 stars and some kind words, we'll read it out on a future episode of the show. And then lastly, come hang out with us on Discord. Come talk about the Veilguard, Dragon Age, Assassin's Creed, whatever game. Talk about food, all kinds of stuff. Great place to hang out in the Discord. And I think that's all I have for the middle of the show, so we can get back into our unhingedness.
Hey, it's Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast. The NBA playoffs are here, and Michelob Ultra is getting you closer to the game than ever with courtside seats and more. Enter now at MichelobUltra.com/courtside. Michelob Ultra Superior Access Courtside 2024 to 2025 sweepstakes. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 21 or older. Ends on July 1st, 2025. Multiple entry periods. Visit MichelobUltra.com/superior access/courtside for free entry deadlines and official rules. Message and data rates may apply. Void where prohibited.
It's almost Mother's Day, and you can now get anything you need delivered with Uber Eats. Well, almost anything. So no, you can't order a relaxing shower, but some beautiful flowers, you bet we deliver those. A bird bath? No. A bath bomb? Absolutely. It's no to a chocolate lab, but yes to some chocolate truffles. So whether it's a last-minute gift for Mother's Day, fresh groceries, or food from your favorite restaurants, get it delivered today with Uber Eats. Order now. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
This episode is brought to you by Principles. Are there limits to the U.S. government's debt growth? What will happen if the debts are not curtailed? What should policymakers or investors do? Those are urgent questions that legendary investor and New York Times bestselling author Ray Dalio addresses in his new book, How Countries Go Broke: The Big Cycle. The book comes out in June and is available for pre-order today, wherever books are sold.
Don't Templars have anything better to do than come up with new ways to torment mages?
No. Again, I'm so sorry Manfred keeps wandering in while you're asleep, Lucanus.
I think he wonders about spite.
Curiosity has feet.
We have enough feet already.
It has feet.
You fear barbarians will swoop down upon you.
Yes, swooping is bad.
All right. I say, now that we're back, let's reverse it. So we'll start with Shelby.
All right, we're coming out swinging with Gillinane. I'm sorry, she's right there. I mean, I don't know what her face looks like. I don't think that matters. The tentacles. I mean, come on. Like, this
I'm just saying.
She has a mask, so you can just look.
Multiple appendages. I mean, to kind of end there, I would not mind if she does to me what she does to who you pick in that one quest.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a little too far, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So, Austin?
All right, hear me. I can't believe I'm going to say this. Hear me out. Shrieks. They're very nimble. They're very fast.
But the voice, the shrieking.
Muzzles exist. You can just
Thank you, Ambrosian. Ambrosian's got my back.
Just cover it. Just silence them.
Do they have to shriek, or is that an optional thing that they choose to do? This is ambiguous.
We just did an episode on it. I don't think we covered that part.
I don't think we know that in the lore.
Did Darkspawn even get it on?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, are Grey Wardens technically Darkspawn? No, I know they're not. So.
We talked about this.
That's a whole other patron chat.
Are Grey Wardens
is the taint an STD? That was a question that I had.
I don't think that that's a question as much as that just is. But okay. Anyway, Lizzie.
Oh, my brain is broken. Okay, hear me out. Seneschal Bran. I'm loving the baking show.
Is that the Seneschal from? Is that in
Dragon Age 2, the one who's the redhead who's always just really over everything?
No.
Not Aveline, who's also a redhead who's always over everything, but the Viscount's assistant, basically. The one who freaks out whenever Varric does anything.
He is so uptight. It would be interesting to see what he's like if you create more ideal conditions for him.
Outside of his terrible place of work, can he chill?
Exactly.
These are the questions.
You know, he was in charge for a while and then he stepped away from the job. So that says, oh, this is a guy who's like, oh, I don't want this nonsense. He's got common sense.
Well, when you watch your boss's head get thrown out,
that's true. It's totally valid.
You might have earned yourself a vacation.
Plus, also he had to deal with Meredith that whole time. The man has the patience of a saint.
And then he had to deal with Varric being Viscount, which was a joke.
Yeah.
I would like to point out.
He had to deal.
Yep. Go ahead.
You go ahead.
I was going to point out that in the Mark of the Assassin DLC, his date to the party is Serendipity or whoever, the drag queen. So
yes, I think Serendipity's her name.
So he's an ally.
Yeah.
Or not. Maybe he's just part of the community.
Yeah.
We'll see. TBD. I mean, I just had canon everybody in Dragon Age 2 is LGBT of some flavor. So
I agree. And we also know that man has the patience of a saint because who is Cannon Hawk? Male or female? Purple Hawk is Cannon Hawk.
True.
That's all you got to say.
All right.
Ambrosia.
Next. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Ambrosia.
Are we ready for this one?
I am.
The Grand Oak from Dragon Age Origins.
Yes, that is what I'm after. Again,
Listen,
vibes.
he cares about the acorn. He has the vibes. He has the wisdom and the patience. The pose he strikes after you finish talking to him.
Also, you gotta love a good poet.
Yeah. Poetry.
That's like big husband energy, honestly.
It is.
That's
very much
true.
So is. He's got the dad vibes too with the puns.
I
with
mean,
the dad jokes.
honestly, though, like Treebeard would be on a general hear me out cake for me based on vibes. So, like,
They're kind of the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good answer.
All right, Nick.
Okay, so this one might get me canceled. But we're gonna have to say the envy demon.
Really?
It's
That's
just
not
a
the
little
one that's
weird.
all spidery. It's the other one that's like weird and kind of looks like something you'd see off like.
One when you recruit the Templars.
Yes, that
Yes?
one.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's a little
Cool.
weird. It kind of is like backwards, but it can also turn into other people.
Yeah. These are
Consider.
true things. Listen, the number of demons on the list probably is not going to be 0 and it's not going to be 1. So,
I mean, he's an envy demon, so he's going to be a tryhard.
that's true. True statement. All right, we're back to Shelby.
Okay, so I love a bitchy man. Just have to throw that out there for this answer. And
Can
so,
relate.
Gaspard is definitely on my list. Like, yeah, he's terrible. He's a very racist person, but also like I kind of have some respect for him, and also he's just funny to me sometimes, and he's a bitchy man, and so I automatically have a little bit of a soft spot for him.
I think just by virtue of being Norwegian and in the royal family, you have to be a bitchy man.
That is a really good point. Which makes me actually, I was gonna say it makes me question my hatred for all things Orlais, but actually it doesn't. I'm still gonna fly that banner.
Yeah,
All right,
he was on my list too.
I want to say that all of my safe answers have been taken. And so just wanted to preface that. All right, I'm going here with Solus's wolf form.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, that's on my
100%.
list too.
Co-sign that.
Austin, did you get the bear scene from Baldur's Gate 3? You're so
I
giving me those
definitely
vibes right
did.
now.
Yep, I got that one as a surprise, but
I haven't gotten there yet.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see that.
This was on my
Solus
list as
Wolfhorn.
well. So, and AO3 knows it well. The writers are on the same page.
We all need
Even-
therapy.
Even as a Solus hater, I
See,
was curious.
Same.
Yeah. I mean, I can definitely see the appeal, which really makes
Look.
me think I need therapy.
Look, I'm a 30-something, so that means that Twilight was popular when I was in high school. Okay, so just that's where we're
That's
at.
fair. That is fair.
All right, Lizzie.
Oh gosh. I've only got one left. I'm gonna have to think of some more. Hear me out. This is probably not as unhinged to take, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Logain. Because we know just from his past and his history and whatever, that if he is in love with you or cares about you, he's gonna do everything he can to take care of you. He's gonna be stupid about it, and he's gonna make horrible decisions, and you're gonna have to yell at him and maybe execute him. He's doing the wrong things for the right reasons.
The tragedy of Loghain is that he is so deeply in love with King Merrick, but King Merrick can only go after
elves.
Elf Coochie. Yeah.
You're welcome for the phrase.
I love.
All right, Ambrosian.
I do have one that's technically considered safe, so I'll leave that one till the end. The formless one, because I fully believe that my life is so much more fun when I'm a hater, and the formless one matches that energy. So that is like the professional hater of the series. Writes hate mail from beyond. It's beautiful.
I mean, his hate mail to you is the same thing as like, you fugly bitch. Like,
Yeah, his hate
I love
mail. His hate mail is equivalent to Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance. Like
I love
100%.
the energy. And I mean, formless, you could take any form. So
true.
Right.
So I did finally remember the one that I was going to say from before. And that was going to be Zara Renata from.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I just have to say, her fighting you naked, covered in blood, is a level of cunt that I don't think anyone else can serve.
Nobody can top that for sure.
No.
She was serving. I feel like that's what Oren in Baldur's Gate kind of wishes she could do, but Oren was just
Very much
gross
so.
about it, whereas Zara was classy about it.
Yeah.
So true.
I always think Oren, whenever I see her in that fight, all I can think is Lady Gaga meat dress. Zara Renata, on the other hand, is hot. So no offense to Lady Gaga. I do love her.
And she knows she's hot. She doesn't have to get our validation.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So, Shelby, it is now to you.
Oh, okay. Let me think. I don't necessarily like this one wouldn't be necessarily on my list, but I'm saying it because there are a few people in the Discord that I know would want it to be said, and that is the Pride Demon for similar
From Inquisition?
reasons. Yes, specifically from Inquisition.
Yes, that's on
for
my list as
similar reasons as the ogre that was mentioned earlier.
Electrifying.
True. All right. Well, I'm keeping with the trend, and I am going with Rage Demons, specifically not Dragon Age Veilguard Rage Demons, but our classic Rage Demons, mainly because I feel like they like warm hugs.
I thought you were going to say mainly because my wife is filled with rage all of the time and they remind me of her.
No,
we'll take that too.
The warm hugs is where I'm going with that. Yeah.
If they weren't actually raging, do you think they'd be soothing to just kind of sit and watch the lava going up and down?
I think they would just be warm. I think it would be nice.
Okay, I don't know how unhinged this is, and people are going to be like, no, but Manfred, hear me out, Manfred.
Explanation on that.
He's too kitty.
As he becomes more and more, like if you choose to have him brought back and he becomes a mage and everything, he starts growing up more. I'd be interested to see how his playful personality as a slightly more adult wisp. Also, he's a spirit; they're ageless anyway. So I don't really, I don't know. I don't see any problems here. I probably would get yelled at about this. I don't care. I feel like he'd just be fun to hang out with.
I can get on board with quote unquote adult Manfred with his lab coat.
Yeah.
Before that, I do have.
Yeah, before that, no. Before that, no. Like after that mission has been completed and he's like becoming who he's going to be. Like I feel like he's going to be the very cheerful equivalent of Worgoth after a certain number of years. I kind of just see them hanging out. And again, this would just be like totally like platonic hanging out all the time kind of a thing. Like nothing's happening here. This is just my like lavender husband, whatever.
Or lavender husband. All right, Ambrosion.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back to the only safe option I have left here. Um, partially because he's annoying and he's whiny, and that can be fixed. Anaris.
I almost had an RS on my list, honestly.
Yeah.
God,
Remind-
You can
so
work with that.
annoying.
You can work with
Remember-
that.
Remind me who that is.
That is during Balara's
forgotten one.
companion quest.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
The evil
Anaris, yeah.
horn helmet where he's just kind of annoying and whiny.
I get it. Yeah.
Just boss him around a little bit.
The aesthetics are great. Like, love your skull helmet, my dude.
He's just a brat. Brats can be tamed.
I feel like the forgotten ones, the forgotten ones are kind of like Evanuris who weren't picked for varsity. And so they're all bitter because they weren't good enough to be Evanuris.
Living out the glory days of 1989 when they were, they did that one pass in football and it saved the game, and they're still riding that high years and years later.
Second string on the junior varsity.
Yeah.
That's what they are.
All right, Nick.
So I'm gonna have to say Magister Garion Alexius. He kind of gives me the ick, not gonna lie, but extremely devoted father, will literally destroy the world for his son.
That's true.
I have to respect that.
We do stand.
In a world of absent and terrible parents, he does not even rank the top 10.
What's sad is he's probably like the best parent in Dragon Age other than Scout Lace Harding's mom, because I know that for a fact that she's awesome.
Yeah, he's definitely up there. I mean, other than all the timey-wimey murder stuff, he's a good dad. And that's his redeeming factor.
We would do anything for our kids. Good parents would do anything for their children, including rip a hole in the space-time continuum, apparently.
All right. Shelby, do you have one more?
I do.
I have one more on my list.
Okay.
I think we could do one more. So you just...
Sure, we can do one more round. All right. I can't believe nobody has said this. I cannot believe nobody has said this. But Corypheus, I mean, the voice alone, number one. Number two, the fact that he's just dropping bars all the time, every time he opens his mouth. I mean, this is a slam dunk here.
I feel like he'd be too focused on himself and not enough on me.
Yeah, but I also think Corypheus, he is a ride or die. Like, I don't think even, like, Dumont or whatever Evanuris that was whispering to him had to convince him that much to breach the fate. I think it was just like, hey, you should do this. And he was like, yeah, okay.
Well, that and the fact that he's been loyal to Dumont for how long?
Mm-hmm.
So, fair point.
Yeah.
All right.
Then again,
this is
same thing with the architect, the fingers.
Yeah. This is probably my most unhinged answer. And it is what I consider maybe a deep cut in the lore. And for similar reasons as Shale, but I'm going with the profane.
Whoa.
Okay. I just have to tell you this. I looked this question up. I Googled it just to see if anybody had ever talked about this in regards to Dragon Age. And a bunch of people agree with you out there in the fandom.
Good.
So just
Good.
FYI,
Oh, wow.
that is not that crazy.
The profane.
Oh, no.
I mean, the voice alone. That.
Now I need to
Excellent
find that
voice.
fan fiction.
Yeah.
God.
All right, Lizzie.
Well, I have two more I came up with. I don't know which one. You know what? I'm gonna go with the one I feel is more unhinged. The Gloom Howler. We know she's an animal lover. She's misunderstood. She's been manipulated. It's not her fault that she went nuts. She cares about the Griffins. She's just going about it in a horribly wrong way.
You watched The Mummy a lot as a kid, didn't you?
Yes, I did. That's one of my favorite movies. Come on, Brendan Fraser. Come on, how can you not?
Yeah.
That is pretty unhinged, honestly.
She doesn't have skin. Well, again,
No one's perfect, Austin.
Who am I to talk?
Yeah, I mean, you just said the profane. They have rocks. That's it.
To be fair, I did say the Grand Oak. So
True. I mean, I said
that's tree.
Morgoth, and he doesn't have a body, so like,
come on,
who are any of us to judge?
It's a fair point. All right, I'll give it. All right, Ambrosian.
Yeah. Probably there's one image specifically where it like zooms in on its face. I don't know if it was promotional material, but that's probably the best one. But the aspect of fear from Inquisition. Not the nightmare demon, but the creepy one you fight at the end that has all the little arms coming off the back.
The one you actually fight, not the giant spider thing.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't do spiders. So the aspect of fear is pushing it by itself, but that one, yeah.
I mean, I really have no right to judge, having said the envy demon, but all of the arms.
I mean, the hands would be everywhere, I guess, with that.
Yeah.
Somewhere, Polka Shins is freaking out because that one has a lot of spider vibes.
Yeah, that's why that one's kind of like for me, but I mean, that's not the worst option on my list, unfortunately.
What's your worst? I want to know.
That's TBD.
You'll have to put it in the group chat later.
Okay, so I guess for my final one, I'm gonna have to go with Samson. He's clearly an addict. He's very greasy looking in Inquisition, which is not great. But like our friend Fenris, voiced by Gideon Henry, so the voice might be enough.
Plus, we can
As
fix
evidenced
him.
by, yeah, and as evidenced by half of our other choices, the voice is all we care about anyway.
100%.
All I'm saying is that I haven't thought about it until this very second, but now I need to find Cullen X Samson fanfic.
It's out there. It is out there.
It is out there, and
definitely-
it is unhinged.
So I have two more that
Oh,
I just want
God.
to share because they're so unhinged.
Honorable
So,
mentions.
similar to the Envy Demon, I have Terror Demons on there, which are the ones that like do the little underground and then back up in Inquisition. I'm doing that. I also have Revenants in there. They just, again, big, strong vibes. So,
That's fair. My only one that we didn't say was the Spirit of Valor from Dragon Age Origins in the
Mage
Fade
Origin?
Yeah, the Mage Origin. I don't know. There's something controlling and demanding about him that I like. But also, I just also have to add, I'm very proud of us tonight that nobody said the Desire Demon because that's
not really a
that's not a
hear
hear
me
me
out.
out.
exactly
That's not-
exactly. So
That's not
just
one.
wanted to add that.
Also, Lizzie said in chat the first Warden. But is that just because they're voiced by Hawk?
The first Warden
Shut
is
up.
voiced by Male Hawk.
I think
I didn't
so.
realize that until just now. I'm gonna look that up later, but
Yeah.
no, it's because
Nick Bolton.
like,
Oh, it is. Yeah.
wow, I did not realize that. I'm never gonna be able to unhear that now. But no, it's because of the mustache.
Oh. I mean, he's no Stroud, but I get it.
Stroud walked so he could run and die.
Spoiler. Yes. The sloth demon from Origins. The bear one.
Very soothing voice.
Yes, a very soothing voice. All right. Well, I think we are now out of time, so we'll take time for you all to go around and plug anything you want to plug or let people know where they can find you. And we'll start with Lizzie.
I am LVCC13 or Lizzie, and you can find me in the Discord, of course, and you can also find my voice in the Avengers audio drama on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, multiple other places. We just had our newest episode release last week. It was a really fun one. You used to be able to find me on Twitch, but I'm kind of over Twitch itself right now. So if I ever have time again, I'll be streaming on a different platform, I think. Probably YouTube.
Ambrosion?
Yep, I'm Jay or Ambrosian. I'm Ambrosian on Discord, and that's where I'm lingering for right now.
And then last but not least, Capricorn Tower.
Yep, that's me, Nick or Capricorn Tower. I'm on the Discord. Soon not to be complaining about my job endlessly like I usually do, which is great.
Amazing. Love that. Love to hear that. So yeah, thank you all for being here. If you'd like to join these chats, come on here and talk with us. You can sign up at our First Enchanter tier at patreon.com/DALorecast. Thank you all for listening to the Dragon Age Lorecast. We will see you next time. Thanks for listening to the Dragon Age Lorecast. You can find us on Twitter at DALorecast.
If you have any lore questions, topics to unpack, or side character suggestions, join our Cups Podcasting and More Discord server. It's easily the best place on the internet. You can also support us financially through our Patreon. You can find us there on patreon.com/DragonAgeLorecast.
The Dragon Age Lorecast is part of the Robots Radio Network. For more information about the Robots Radio Network, join the Discord server via the link in our episode description.
If you enjoyed the show or learned something new today, please subscribe, leave us a review, and join the Patreon. And if you enjoyed our intro and outro music, give a big thank you to Pipeman Studios. Thank you, Pipeman. Thanks again for listening to the Dragon Age Lorecast. We'll see you next time.
Ever wanted to be a content creator but had no clue where to begin? Come join me as I sit down with content creators that have already faced the challenges you're up against, as they discuss the tips and tricks that help them be successful. Here on The Content Creator's Guide, available wherever podcasts can be found.